Hey guys, Casey here. Hey, I've been wanting to do this video for a long time, and I finally woke up this morning and I said I just have to do this. And the reason why is because, having been in the fitness industry and the health industry for over 20 years and working with people directly, thousands of people that we've helped, most of them just being within our closed circuit of our health clubs. Um, but since opening up kind of my online personal training business and really expanding through our health coaching business across the US, what I'm finding is that there's a lot of misconceptions and almost like an epidemic of incorrect information that's out there that really misleads people and really causes tons of confusion and just frustration for people. So these are the common mistakes. And I see these every single day. I see these in the club. I see these when talking to people on the street. I see these on my online personal training clients, which, by the way, if you are a client, I'm not calling any of you out. Maybe this will just help you know that you're not alone in this thought process. And we just want to move everybody forward. So I'm not picking on anybody because I've had conversations already this morning with people, and it just kind of it kind of solidified the fact that I need to get this information out there if people want to move themselves forward. And it's really basic stuff. I didn't make any of this stuff up. It's just something that I've seen over and over and over and over again. And once these mistakes are corrected, people can start moving forward and they can start seeing success. So that's something that it feels really important. It's always been my vision and my mission to help as many people as I possibly can. And just by expanding this across the US now, I'm really seeing that we can make an impact. The other goal has always been to make sure that it's moved from just what I see to my team of personal trainers and health coaches and down to their clients, and just really expand to as many people as we possibly can. But these are going to be no-brainers for most of you guys. You're going to see this and you're going to say, oh yeah, I do that, or I do this. But let's see if we can't find some resolution on some of these things. Because like I said, I see these almost every single day. But weight loss versus fat loss. Okay, this is the huge one. If you are gauging your success by the scale, there's going to be tons of opportunity for you to feel completely disappointed. Okay, especially if you're getting healthier, especially if you have a goal of increasing muscle in certain areas, or toning, if you want to call it that. You're going to be extremely frustrated when you actually take care of your nutritional needs and your exercise intensity is where it needs to be for you to accomplish your goals. And that scale doesn't do the things that you would expect it to do. Okay. I prefer going off of body composition. I like scale weight for people if they can look at it in a scientific way and just have some correlations between what they did over the last week or the night before and what kind of impact that had with them on the scale. Because if we know 1 pound of fat is 3,500 calories, if you wake up 3 pounds lighter, that doesn't mean that you burned that many calories just overnight. You know, there's dehydration that happens overnight. There's loss of water, obviously. There's all kinds of different things that happen. So in the same way, the other direction is if you went out and you had something that was really salty, you went out to eat, it was more than what you normally do, but you have this guilt that you have because of that, and you wake up the next morning and you're 3 pounds heavier, and you're like, whoa, there's no way you could eat that many calories. I mean, there is a way, but let's just say you did not eat that many calories, especially if it's just a slight deviation from your plan, but you wake up 3 pounds heavier. Chances are that sodium retention, that's water retention, that's maybe, hey, there's still stuff hanging out in your digestive system. So think about those things. So we can't get so completely entrenched in that goal weight, in that scale weight as being something that is so that's going to determine whether or not you have a good day, right? Whether or not you continue on your plan for success. So that's a huge thing. Go off of body composition. It's much better that way. If you do have excessive amount of fat that you want to lose, then you will see weight loss. You will see weight loss. I can almost guarantee it. But if you are dabbling right in that area of almost being completely at your ideal body fat percentage and body that you want, then there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be things that we have to take a look at from not only a nutritional standpoint, but a recovery and supplemental standpoint. So those are things that you want to take a look at, okay? That's a huge one. So let's not get caught up with that scale weight, especially if you're generally healthy. Training incorrectly for the goal. This is almost comical at what a trend this is across everywhere. Okay, we have the dudes on the floor that should actually be in the aerobic room, and many of our aerobic people should be out on the resistance training floor. People who are doing just treadmill and that kind of thing obviously should probably be up in the weight room area. The weight room floor and the people who are working on some of those goals could benefit by high intensity interval training or a boot camp. And they get kind of locked into their little pockets of what they think they want to accomplish, and it's not in alignment with their actual goal. So, and that leads to all kinds of different issues. I mean, it could be also an intensity issue. People who may be doing the correct thing for their goal, but they're not doing it at the intensity that's actually going to create a change in a stimulus in their body. So I see that all the time, whether it's people who, you know, they haven't identified that burn or that pump that happens when you're lifting and that feels like pain, so they stop before that happens. Or it could be that they're unsure about their form and technique, and because of that, they keep the weights relatively light in order to be safe. And what that's actually doing is just not allowing them to see that stimulus that they need to actually have what's in their head actually accomplished. Okay, and then of course mechanics, and I see this often too, where people who are pretty good at being in the right spot and doing the right exercises, but they haven't identified that what we're doing is we're serving the body and not the machine. So it's very little about what the machine is actually doing, and it's more about what the muscles are doing to make the machine move. And too many times we just focus on the incorrect biomechanics. And in some of those cases, the mechanics are actually creating, especially if there's biomechanic faults that are happening, it's actually sending signals to your body that's in your mind that just say, you know what, this doesn't feel good, therefore reduce the weight and maybe it's tolerable. But the problem is that if we don't fix those mechanics, then it's not going to be comfortable, and we're not going to be able to create that stimulus. So it's kind of like this circular pattern of just things that can all go wrong on the weight room floor or even in the boot camp studio. So nutrition is a science, and I'm starting to think that maybe people are realizing that, guess what? Nutrition isn't easy, okay? It's not easy for anyone. We all struggle with it. We all struggle with different emotional challenges with it, unhealthy habits, maybe conditions, medical conditions that we're dealing with, or intolerances to certain foods that we haven't identified as being part of the challenge, but they most often are. You know, it's... you know, if we get into just calories in, calories out, that's pretty simple, right? Outside of the fact that most people are not weighing and measuring food, there really is kind of you know, almost an optimistic approach of how much food they actually think they're eating and versus how much they actually really are. So if you're looking at that, then that's one thing. As far as your basic nutritional requirements being met, then just reducing the amount that you're eating can actually start giving you some of those results that you're looking for. Here again, though, weight loss versus fat loss is a little bit different if we're looking at actually just dropping fat and maintaining or increasing the lean body mass, which is going to be probably that look that you have in your head of where you want to be when you've accomplished your goal is going to require you to have lean body mass and some musculature on your body in order to have that appearance and that body composition. Fat burn, and about 50% of my friends on Facebook here will know what I'm talking about. Fat burn is a strict science. We try to make it really simple and easy just so that people can follow it. But guess what? It is actually a pretty complicated science. Now, when you understand the complexity of it, then you can make it really simple, because there's certain details that allow you to stay in a state of fat burn that will allow you to have all the benefits that happen: clear mind, low appetite, good energy throughout the day, that kind of stuff. There's definitely some awesome benefits. Quite honestly, I wouldn't work out. I don't like working out unless I'm in fat burn. It just feels that much better for me. So it is something that you have to be mindful of. It's not as simple as just, hey, we get mixed up with calories in versus calories out and fat burn, okay? Fat burn allows you to eat less so that you can actually stay in a calorie deficit, and that's That's a good thing if you have a goal of fat loss. But the problem is that we get excited if we work out and say, look, I burned 900 calories in this workout. Therefore, I'm entitled, or I'm allowed, or I should be able to add XYZ into my nutrition plan. Okay. And what XYZ does is takes you out of that state of fat burn. So now you don't have those benefits that you had by being in fat burn. And that is a major challenge, because now we have all those emotional and unhealthy habits that are coming out. So now you have that, I need to have a snack. I need to eat something. And that snack is generally going to be something quick and something, in most cases, sugary for a lot of people. So, so that becomes the challenge with that. So if we do have a desire to stay in that fat burn, then we have to take a look at certain things, and they're different for everybody. There is according to your lean body mass, it's according to your activity level, and even with those things in mind, there's certain individual things that will set each other apart in order to really make sure that you're getting the benefits of full fat burn. And with that as well goes this non-consistent. You're not being consistent enough to know what's working and what's not working. If you truly want to be in a fat burn state, this can take up to 30 days for your body to really identify burning fat as fuel, and not trying to rely and trick your mind into getting some additional carbohydrates back into your system and that kind of thing. So if you're not consistent enough, or let's say you have 3 or 4 really good days and you get on that scale again and it says something that you didn't expect, something probably negative, you freak out, and that causes an emotional trigger that allows you to bring some of those other foods back in, throw you out of fat burn, and now it's a cycle again. So that can be a challenge. If we stay the course and follow the guidelines, we will see the success that you're looking for. And if not, we will know exactly what to change. If there's so many variables that we can't identify what's causing the challenge, we have to go back to square one, which is follow the plan again. So once we can follow the plan and everything, and we take away as many variables, and I know that sounds complicated, and guess what? It is, and it can be. But if it's important enough to you, you'll make those decisions. So it's not about following, pretty strict guidelines throughout the week and then going out for a free-for-all, and people will call that a cheat day, and they'll call it cheat meals or whatever. Some people are really, really good at it, and they can increase calories by so much that it knocks their progress out for the whole entire week, and then they're wondering why they're not seeing progress. Calorie cycling and that idea can be helpful, but generally not how most people wish it would be, by going out and eating the things that they shouldn't be bringing back into their nutrition plan if they have these types of goals anyway. Okay, so these are kind of the 4 topics. What I'd like to do is I'd like to follow up with either a Zoom conference call of people who are really interested in learning more about their bodies and trying to figure these things out, because there are solutions. It's actually pretty simple. I see, and the simplicity of it is the thing that gets me the most frustrated and the most upset about it, because we can fix all of these issues, all of these challenges that people are struggling with on a daily basis. We just got to talk it out, find out what your goals are and which one of these things are holding you up, and then fix them. In some cases, it's all of them. In some cases, it might just be one. But that's why I'm here. That's why I actually feel like I exist on this planet right now, is to help people become healthier, live longer, be active for as long as they possibly can. And, by doing that, you're going to enjoy and love the fitness services that we provide, because that's my other passion in life, is to make sure that you actually have the same enjoyment for exercise and activity as I do, because I believe it's an amazing thing and it's a wonderful thing. So anyway, that's where I'm going. I'm starting to ramble now, but let's reach out in a message if you can, if you have a desire to learn more about this. If some of these things make sense to you and you feel like you fit those categories, then definitely it's an easy fix. Let's get together, let's chat, and look forward to talking to you real soon. Have a great day.